Hey guys, welcome back. I know it's been a while, but it's time to review my $1,500 Squareback. It's been a year now. I've used it a lot. Let's see how she's held up. So here it is, the 1 year review. I apologize, first and foremost, I apologize for the lack of content on the channel. But I've had some family issues that I've had to deal with, so that's why I haven't been here, and I do apologize, but we're back on track now. Okay, I also want to apologize for doing this review inside. It is pouring rain outside, and trust me when I tell you that this camper is no stranger to the rain. Every time I've camped in this camper, it's rained. It has never been an issue, but I do have issues with my cameras getting wet. I don't have a GoPro yet. We're working on that. So, it's in the garage for this review. Tomorrow I'm heading out to the Great Lakes gathering for the DIY Teardrop Campers community. So I got a camping trip that I'm leaving for, and I'm super busy. And I'm also planning for a location change, so everything's a mess right now. Okay, so back onto my $1,500 Squareback camper. First and foremost, let me tell you that this was built out of 90% recycled materials. I wanted to see how cheaply one could be built, and it was built to be basic, so there's no galley on this. It's literally a bed on wheels with a few amenities. It was originally designed to be 12 volt only, okay, and it was for a little while. And once I took my maiden voyage, I decided I think I want 110, so I did do a few upgrades so far. So this was built for $1,500. Originally it was built for about $1,300. The door, the windows that you see, the mattress is all used. So this was a full-size RV door that I cut down, reskinned to make it match the camper. It was a brown door, now it's a black door, and I'll show you a walk, I'll give you a quick walk around. So back to the camper. Full-size RV door that I cut down, reskinned. It's got a screen door. Got this out of the dumpster at a local RV dealership. Window, same story, out of a dumpster. The window behind me, same story, out of a dumpster. There were some bends in the aluminum, and all I did was bend them back out, touch up paint, everything works fine, no issues. The mattress is out of, it's a hybrid camper, the ones with the fold down bunks on it. It's a hard sided camper, but it's got the fold down bunks, so it's kind of the mix between a pop-up and a travel trailer. It's heated. I haven't used it yet, the heat portion of it, but I like the fact that it's heated. So, the camper was built on a 1978 Sterry pop-up camper frame. Okay, I got the whole camper for free. It was beyond repair, obviously, so I tore it down to the frame. And I can't even say I built this on top of it, because I didn't. This was actually built I think a year or and a half ago. This thing has sat in a corner of my garage on jack stands for more than a year. Because I wanted to build it cheaply, and it took time to gather the parts to do that. So the camper's actually older than that, but I just finished it last year, meaning got the skin on it, got it on a trailer. So it sat for a year. I found the pop-up, got the pop-up stripped down, had to do some frame modifications to get it to work, but we did it, and here it is. The windows and doors are recycled. The only new things on this is some of the lumber that I used is new. The axle is new, and the skin is new. The axle I changed because it had a very odd bolt pattern, and I needed different offset rims, and the rims, when I did find them, were like $200 a rim. Well, that's $400 and I just decided to be cheaper for $150 to buy a new axle and throw that on. So that's what I did. So it's got a new axle, but that's the axle and the skin are the only two things that are new on the camper, pretty much, and some of the lumber. how's it held up? It's held up great. I haven't had any issues with it. Like I said, it's seen many, many rainstorms, and any of you that have camped with me know that anytime you've seen this thing, it rains every time I go, and I'm fine with that. It is what it is. You just got to kind of take it as it comes. So it's held up great. There hasn't been any issues. I had any upgrades. I have added a WIFCO converter to it, so it has a 35 amp converter in it, and I also added air conditioning. With this thing being black, it is super hot in the sun. Now I always do bring, it's not so bad inside, but it's still hot. I do bring a tent, a canopy that I put over, so even if I have a site that doesn't have shade, I can make shade so this thing isn't sitting in the sun. So I added air conditioning, and it's a real simple hookup. I just added a storage door to the back, and I slip the window air conditioner in when I need it, and leave it at home when I don't. I'm going to make a little wood panel with a screen in it to fit in the opening, so I can use it as another window when I don't bring the air conditioner. Regrets. Do I have any regrets? Yes, I do. As beautiful as this camper looks with the black, I don't think I'll ever do that again, just because of the heat. And I don't glue my file on for delamination reasons. So when this thing, because it's black, when it's in the sun, it really gets hot, and this Phylon moves a lot. So you get a lot of waves, and you get that anyway with Phylon if you don't glue it. But the black really shows it, and to me, I don't like it. So future, I may change the color, take everything off and change the color. I also did a little study on shapes as far as fuel efficiency goes. Now this is a fuzzy math situation. This is not a scientific experiment with scientific results, but the results worked enough for me. So let me explain that. I've taken this to the Pittsburgh area, so I kind of know what the fuel efficiency is. I usually set my cruise control at 65 mile an hour and just roll through. Well, I had to take and deliver a traditional shaped one. Now, this is a square back, so it's got a square back, and I'll show you. The other one was a traditional. I found out I get about 203 miles on a full tank of gas with this, pulling it about 65 mile an hour. Taking the same route with the traditional 65 mile an hour, same highway, speed, same everything, or as close as I could get. I found out that I get about 254 miles. So the difference is it works out to approximately 12 miles per gallon that I'm getting when I'm pulling this one, the square back. And I got about a 2 mile per gallon increase pulling the traditional. So I got about 14. So I got 254 miles pulling the traditional, and I got 203 miles pulling this one. Fuzzy math. I have a post over on DIY Teardrop Campers community explaining all the variables. And I do realize that there's a ton of variables that come into play when you're trying to do something, an aerodynamic test. And the only way you're truly going to get a good scientific result is to do it probably in a wind tunnel or something like that. So you can eliminate a lot of the variables that screw things up. So that was good enough for me. So as far as this camper goes, it's been a year. My maiden voyage was for the fall gathering in Paradise, Michigan, up at Tequanamon Falls in the UP of Michigan. And that was about this time last year, actually last week, I think last week this year is 1 year ago that I took this on a maiden voyage. That was a cold, rainy trip, let me tell you. Anyways, the next trip I took to was to Mackinac in Michigan. No, I take that back. The second trip I took it to was Bull Shoals, Arkansas. That was a long trip. 14-hour drive, a lot of miles. And then I went to Mill Creek camping in Mackinac, Michigan. So total, if you do all the math, I've got about 3,200 miles on this camper without any issues. And let me tell you, I'm being dead serious. This thing has seen a ton of rain. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to come and grab you guys off the stand, and we're going to do just a quick tour. It's very basic. It was built, you know, the cabinets inside were from the pop-up, so there's literally very little new anything in this. So let me get you guys off the stand and let's check it out. Okay, so there it is. Don't mind my mess. Like I said, I'm changing locations here shortly, so there's going to be a mess. There's nothing I can do about it. This is a 4x8 Squareback with no galley, so it's very basic. Built on a pop-up camper frame, which you can kind of see. It has insulation in the roof, but that's it. There's no insulation anywhere else. I haven't had an issue with condensation or anything. So let's pull around here. Like I said, the black is absolutely gorgeous. It just moves too much for me. So let's go ahead and open it up. Pull it out here. You can see the screen door. Let's open the screen door. I'm talking basic here, folks. So there it is. The upper cabinets are from that pop-up. Those were the sink base that I flipped it upside down. The bottom cabinets were the benches for the dinette. And I just cut them shorter and put them in. Now in this back cabinet here, that's where the battery goes. I don't have one in there now because I haven't vented it, and I don't like to put a battery in a camper without, and inside anyways, without a vent. So the switch you see up there is for my outdoor light. There's a Whipco converter. It used to have a shelf across the back, but once I added that door for the air conditioner, that kind of changed, and it's still in design. The Fantastic fan was out of another pop-up. It's very old. It's probably 20 years old and still works great. Lights, those are out of a pop-up as well. And as you can see, that's a bunk fan for a pop-up. So it's got a plug in there. I can run it over to the window and turn it on, which helps draw in some air. Okay? Up front, the wires you see hanging there, eventually I'm going to have reading lights. There's one on each side. Now up top I got room for speakers. The wires already run back into the cabinet, so I can install the speakers there, or the stereo there if I want to. I also have a shelf that's going to go across the top here. It's in the camper, I just haven't put it on yet. So this is my heated mattress. Also doubles as a couch. That's out of a hybrid camper for the bunk end. The folded section would sit on top of the cabinet, so you don't hurt your legs when you're climbing into bed. Fits perfectly in this camper, so ideal for me, you know. So that's a heated mattress. I haven't got the controller yet, that's why I haven't used it, but I'm anxious to use it. I'm going to try to do some winter camping this year. So we'll step back around. I'm going to grab the keys so I can show you how the air conditioner. Now the air conditioner just installs in the back, so we're going to spin around here. Okay, you see that storage door there? That's where it fits. I went and bought a storage door from Bonchiger Surplus. Bumble ya. So we open that up, and that's where that air conditioner slides in. It just slides in. You take it with you when you need it. You leave it at home when you don't. I'm also making a piece of wood that fits in there with a screen system that's going to go on there. So stay tuned for that. A couple stickers where I've been. I'm missing a Bull Shoals, Arkansas, and that one's coming in the mail. So I forgot to grab them while I'm there. So that's pretty much it, guys. I apologize once again for the delay in the posts and whatnot, but I think y'all understand why I couldn't do it. And we're back at it now. Got a new computer, got some upgrades going, got a new camera coming, possibly even a drone. So got a lot of camping going on, got a lot of cool stuff coming up, so stay tuned. I'd like to thank you for watching, and until next week, build on.